Yo, yo, my sovereigns, what up? This is Boba Fett,
Bubba Fett, Bubba Fett, Bubba Fett.
uncensored on the internet. And welcome to episode 88 of Splinterlands 101. Joining us once again, co-hosts of the show, finest gentleman who ever lived,
Here's Matt Clark. He's one of the finest gentlemen that ever lived.
or
Thank you.
that flesh golem
No,
guy,
no.
or
That's enough now.
the untamed fairy. We cannot let that lie, Matt. I'm sorry. Ron mentioned it on the town hall. We cannot let that slide. The untamed fairy. We'll
So
we'll
funny.
ask you for some input into that shortly. Also, the man behind the Pouffet Poussey, the Geotrix.
And Pouffet Pousse.
Howdy, howdy ho.
And our special guest for tonight, we're very excited to welcome from the realm of Aqualis. And thanks to J-Ron. Shout out to J-Ron. You got us onto Aqualis.
Hey,
We'd like to welcome
The
to the
man.
show Crypto Eater.
everyone, glad to be here. And yeah, huge shout out to Jayron. Hope he's feeling better as well. So yeah,
Yeah, poor guy. Like he's had a rough run.
absolutely.
Yeah, when you go to hospital, you want to come out well. You don't expect
Yeah.
to come out of hospital worse than when you went in. But I guess
Exactly.
that's our health system, yeah.
And he had a blood bug. Like my dad had it and he was shivering as well. Like it's dangerous.
Yeah, I didn't know what it was. I Googled it. I'm like, holy shit, like that sounds serious.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
But you know, go on every time he's on Splinterlands, like Splinterlands TV, he's always got a story. Like this guy he lives in this zone where like shit happens to him that other people only watch on TV, you know. So if it was
True.
going to happen to someone, it was going to happen to him. Shout out,
That's
J-Ron, we love you, bro. We love you. Yeah. So, and interestingly, in tonight's episode, like here you are, Matt Clark has personally met you. Geo has had interactions with you on Discord. You guys did a little bit of a crystal exchange. He bought some crystals off you, I believe. We'll get into that. So I'm the only
GG.
person here who doesn't actually know you, other than like, you know, Dev in the house. The dev of Aqualis. And is it Aqualis? Aqualis? How do you,
I
it's
mean,
your baby? How do you say it?
oh yeah, true. Well, I pronounce it Aqualis. I don't really know. I was actually asking my co-founder how should we pronounce it, and he's just like, well, it's whatever you say it is. So I guess it's just Aqualis. But a bit of history on that is actually stemming from the word, I don't know how to pronounce it, it's Latin, like aqualis or something. It's basically the same thing but with an E in it, which basically means equality. Because I guess, back when
Or
we started
equal
this,
to be exact.
well, I guess you are the Latin guru here. But
I did
no,
study Latin and Sanskrit, yeah, but anyway.
oh wow, just basically
But
languages that don't really
anyway,
exist.
but anyway, we don't have to talk about that. It's awesome.
It wasn't a dead language when Bob learnt it.
Oh, Matt on
He's only
fire.
21, man.
Matt on fire.
Oh wow,
Oh,
that's good.
That's a good one. Yeah, no, basically, like long story short, we see DeFi as like kind of like a stepping stone towards like everyone having the same rights to participate in finance. Traditional finance, if you want to be a market maker, you got to be like an institution or have like, I don't know, 8, 9 figures in your bank. In DeFi, you got $50, chuck it on Uniswap and bam, you're a market maker. So like, that's kind of where we kind of drew our inspiration from. And also, I'm actually not a dev. I just, it's like my brainchild, but I can't code. I have a degree in comp sci, like commerce and comp sci, but I can't code. It's testament to our education system as well. Yeah, so that's kind of a little bit of intro there as well.
About 1 million Chinese people just died. You know that, yeah?
Sorry, what?
You can't code?
I can't. I play violin though, so it's fine. But I can't code.
That's what I was
I
about to
actually
say.
learned-
I'm sure you're like excellent in so many other areas. Like coding, right? It's only one thing, right? Like
I can do mental maths and play violin, so you know.
that's awesome.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
Back in the early days, back in the day, as Matt would say, um, when one of the first things that came out on the internet, because I was on the internet in like early 90s, 486, DX66, dial-up internet,
Over my
and
head.
the
Yeah, I'm
three
just
things
nodding,
on the
but yeah.
internet were Yahoo, Amazon, and GeoCities. GeoCities was like a free website domain hosting thing, and you everyone wants to get, and they had a bunch of templates, but they were extremely basic. So if you wanted anything above average, you had to learn HTML. You had to.
Mm.
So I learned HTML back then, now known, of course, as markup. So it's the only form of coding that I know. And, the dots that connect through your life up to where you are right now, when I do my Hive posts, I'm so grateful for, way back then learning HTML. But beyond that, I have the utmost respect for people that learn Python. And when I get to Mexico, it is with the extra time I have in my hands. I'm putting it out there right now. I do want to learn Python, and it's a project. I want to learn Python. I'm putting it out there right now, and to the universe.
Well, ChatGPT has been really. I've been trying to learn as well. Like like I have very basic knowledge of Python since I did have to learn bits of it at uni. But I mean I can't code an app. I can't code a proper like anything that you can use really. But ChatGPT, like if you understand like the fundamentals, ChatGPT is like actually like insane. I'm sure you've heard it like a million times, but yeah, it's actually someone from Aqualis, one of our guild members, actually got me onto ChatGPT, and yeah, it's been really like it changes how I code completely because it goes from trying to do stuff to basically asking ChatGPT to do it, and I copy paste it and I just do like small little changes. It's
That's
really
so
powerful.
cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. So this opens up a whole Pandora's box for us. So you are the mastermind, you are the brains behind Aqualis, but you're not a dev. Tell us the story. Like, what are you and how did it happen?
Yeah, what am I? That's good question. So yeah, I mean, like I've always okay. So even when I was young, like I found like recently, like, we're actually moving house, and we're just going through old stuff, and I found something from when I was like 9 years old. It's like, what is your dream job? And it's like my dream job is to drop out of uni and start my own business. And I'm like, I don't remember writing this shit, but like, unfortunately, I graduated. But here we are. Like I've always wanted to kind of own my own business. Like when I was like, I never really understood the concept of like working for someone else. Obviously, as I've grown up, I've realized that it's not like you can't just start a business, right? Like it doesn't work like that. But thanks to Splinterlands, I've been, I guess, privileged enough to be given an opportunity here. I used to work at ANZ, which was great. I met a lot of great people. But at the end of the day, it's still like a corporate like call center job. It's not exactly that like it's not flashy or anything, but I gotta say the call center was actually really fun. When I moved into like the back office, that's when it got like really boring. Anyway, that's a side story. But yeah, like I guess long story short, I've always wanted to go into like business or making my own kind of projects, and Web3 has really given me that opportunity. Fast forward to 2021, Splinterlands was doing its thing, had a fair bit of like, I guess like free cash flow. And I wanted to do something with the free cash flow. That's when I discovered like DeFi. I always knew it was there, but I never really had a chance to use it beforehand because all my assets were in Splinterlands. I can't market make my cards on some AMM or anything. But when Splinterlands was doing its crazy bull run, I sold out a little bit, sold my SPS. And Splinterlands as well, with all its liquidity pools, ultimately introduced me to a lot of this DeFi stuff. But I ultimately did like fall in love with it. I feel like it's got potential to be like pretty much like where we go towards in like the future of finance, as they say it. It's got potential. I mean, we're like nowhere near there yet. And Splinterlands as well, and also a few other projects I follow. They have DAOs. Technically, it's Aqualis DAO. We run as a DAO. We try to basically start off since we're brand new. We try to start off as what Splinterlands envisions. So as the founder, I get an allocation, and then our core team members and whatever, they get an allocation. But ultimately, we're service providers to the DAO. If the community votes that Crypto Eater is, doing a shit job, we don't want him anymore, they can ultimately, kick me out of my positions, right? We have Decidium, which is a studio. That's my co-founder, Harold. If our website's always buggy, it keeps going down, they can be like, oh, we don't want this service provider, we want another service provider to be hosting our websites. They can kick us out. Like I feel like that's what DAOs kind of aim to be. What Splinterlands aims to be as well, as like the company, like a service provider to the DAO. The DAO would ideally pay Splinterlands to do stuff, and then Splinterlands does it, gets paid by the DAO, and then the DAO reaps its rewards. But since we've started already, like not in that model, it's hard to transition, which is why we kind of want to start Aqualis out straight from the start in a very similar kind of like with a very similar vision. Mate, I've already forgotten your original question. I like ramble and kind of go on tangents a lot.
This is
So
the point.
That's what we do. There is no script. There is no spoon.
man.
There is no script.
You're doing so good.
Yeah. What I asked you is like, if you're not a dev, what do you do and how did you get here?
Yes. Okay. So, I've had this idea of Aqualis since 2021. The whole this whole backstory was a context of like, what I made the idea. I found a lot of inefficiencies in DeFi. There's a lot of opportunity cost depending on what you want to do with your capital and what your goals are. But at the end of the day, if you provide liquidity, you can't do lending. If you do lending, you can't provide liquidity. And at the same time, like lending itself, I think is like revolutionary, right? Like if you have Bitcoin and you're like a huge Bitcoin maxi, but at the same time, you're like, what's this Splinterlands thing? I want to play Splinterlands and try it out. You don't have to sell your Bitcoin. You can just deposit your Bitcoin, take out a small loan in, I don't know, BUSD or whatever, buy some DCs or whatever. And then bam, you're in the game. You have exposure to Splinterlands and you still have the same exposure to your BTC. And you're earning interest on the BTC as well. Like I've always found that very like revolutionary. Like, you don't need some like broker going through your tax returns to approve your loan. I'm like, mate, I have collateral, give me a loan. Like it's literally that easy. There's no like approval fees. But yeah, no, even though like lending in itself, I feel like is very revolutionary. I feel like there's also a lot of inefficiencies. You have to choose. There's opportunity costs with that. So what Aqualis does is kind of mold that into one. And I've always had that idea, but as you mentioned, I'm not a dev, so like, what can I do, right? But fast forward to 2022, that's when I met Harold, my co-founder, and he actually runs like a incubation kind of studio kind of thing. So he has a bunch of people that work with him, and they literally look for good ideas and basically try to commercialize it, turn it into a business. In our case, we're turning it into a DAO. It's the first one for him, so they're in a bit of a I guess learning period as well. But it's been really great working with the studio, working with Harold. They've been really supportive, and ultimately it's what I need. Like it's like I guess I'm relatively young, first startup. I wanted to look for like a partner who was, I guess, the opposite. Harold's, I don't know his age. I don't want to guess his age on air either. But he has kids, so that's so he's a bit older than me, and he has a lot of experience. He's started companies, sold companies, started more companies. Like it's has a lot of experience in that field, and he's just kind of been guiding me through that. And what we do is we employ service providers to actually do the code, right? So we tell them like these are my like requirements. I give them like a list of business requirements. This is like kind of my vision, and please make it happen. And that's kind of what they do. Since it's a startup, sometimes I'm a little bit like back and forth, and so they make it like, oh, actually, what if we do this? Most devs are really great. Sometimes people like they're maybe a bit short of time, or they have another project, so they're like they're a bit resistant to change. But I found just overall the experience has been like learned a lot, and it's just been a really good experience working in Web3 actually. Yeah.
Well, it seems like you have all the people necessary to make it happen, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel a bit of like another like backstory. Like we got some funding. Matt is actually one of our seed contributors. He put in
Oh man,
50K very early on because that's our minimum. And we were like
Fair.
super grateful. He's one of our advisors now as well.
Sweet.
We're all
Yeah.
huge Yabba fans here.
Oh, I love that. I love Matt. Like he is like I've been working like closely with him. I wouldn't say working closely, but we've been like keeping in touch
Mhm.
since literally first week of launch, right? Like and Agrid as well. I remember giving Matt some like UI stuff. It's oh this button doesn't work. I was like, oh it'll be good if there's a button here that did this. He's like, oh appreciate the updates. Sorry, I appreciate the feedback, and it's just like updated in like 10 minutes. And then Agro would be like, hey, here's 5 alpha packs for your good feedback. I'm like, I love this thing. It's like I was in like high school back then, working as a cleaner for my mum. And 5 alpha packs to me, that's huge. That's like an hour's worth of work. So I'm like, that's what really, made me fall in love, I guess, with the project, Web3. And like, as you were mentioning even before, like the show, it's not Web2 doesn't give you the opportunity to talk to devs, like in Discord, like that concept is just insane. Yeah.
One thing I took from all of that, when people have a long-term goal or ambition, we talk about them going over to the dark side. But you came from ANZ to DeFi. You've done the complete opposite.
Yeah, I guess. I'm sure we all hate banks here, but especially with the new crypto laws, but we don't even get me into that. Yeah. But yeah, no, I guess like I'm loving it here in DeFi. If I had a choice, I would not go back to anything like as long as I can keep living off crypto. I don't want to ever go back to like the TradFi world with banking and all that. I feel like it's so like even like because I used to be a tutor as well. I guess my two passions are like gaming and like education. I really like tutoring. If it pays more, I'd probably do it a lot. Like I would have kept doing it. But yeah, it's like even like I think the two like biggest like maybe not two biggest, but like two very big aspects in modern society that is just so outdated is our banking systems and education. Like university, high school, all that. Like it, none of that like in my opinion at least, none of that really prepares a student for the real world.
I
Yeah.
think the stats will agree with you too.
Yeah, right. Like
We talk a lot about inversion, which means
Yeah.
what an institution claims to do is the complete opposite of what it actually does.
Yeah, yeah. I guess I can see that with education. Like it's getting a degree, getting a job, jobs requiring a degree. It's just like a hurdle that I don't know. It's like actually maybe I shouldn't tell a story and dox my friends, but
Please do, please do.
well, one of my friends he was studying medicine, got bored of it, and then got a job at a very well-respected software company. I assume just from self-learning code. And I think that's honestly testament to like how pointless a uni degree is. Like I feel like if I didn't go to uni and I just kind of self-taught like myself for like 4 or 5 years, like I'm willing to bet like my entire Splinterlands portfolio that I would have a much better understanding of how to code than I do now. I probably wouldn't need to hire devs like but given that I went to uni, did all the coursework, whatever, but I have no fucking clue like how to make any like website or any app or anything.
Same here, brother. I think most of us here don't.
We have an angle on that. I did a double major in archaeology and anthropology, which gave me the opportunity to work with an Indigenous elder on a project in Rottnest Island in WA. And what I learned from him changed my life. We talk about history, okay? And when you study history, 50 years, 100 years, 200, 500, 1,000, it's very mathematical. So the analytical side of our brain kicks in. You become a computer, you become a robot. And Ivor, this particular elder, he shared with me some stories that his grandmother told him when he was a boy. His grandmother was alive when the British first arrived in Australia. So instead of mathematical years, we're now talking 3 generations. What she told him is so different to what we learn in school under the subtext of history. It was one of those points in life where it's a paradigm shift in your thinking. And I think, and this would have been back in about probably 2005. And it just changed the way I thought about everything. And ever since then, I have studied history. I've looked at what they've told us. I thought, okay, this is what they're telling us. Let's investigate this. And as the Romans used to say in their court system, qui bono, who profits? So I'd ask myself the question, who's profiting from this history? Not the Aboriginal people. Definitely not the Aboriginal people. And this was probably a groundbreaking point in my life. Before that, the biggest event in my life was probably 9/11. When I watched that, it was just like the constant repetition of a storyline. And I thought, now this is being shoved so far down my throat. This is to prevent me from looking at something else. The second major point in my life was Ivor's stories. And yeah, once the illusion, the world of Maya, once it shatters, you can never put the pieces back together again. You can't go back to that reality. You have to continue your journey along the path that has now been set before you. And this seems very similar. Like, you've been in the banking world, you've been in the matrix, and you've seen something else that people look at and go, oh, what a scam. But you've looked at it and go, no, this is an opportunity. So
Yeah.
I think this paradigm shift is a cataclysmic event that everyone in the world of crypto can relate back to. And in each individual, the event is different, but it was the catalyst for the journey that we're all in together now. So when we listen to each other's stories, we can all relate.
Yeah. Right.
Well, it's like you working for ANZ, right? And then
Yeah.
eventually you're like, I understand the banking system. I mean, I sort of don't care about this, and I don't like the way they run things. So let's look for an alternative. It's the same thing, just a different place and time, and
Yeah, mate, I was gonna say this is one of the best, like, see, I get analogies and metaphors mixed up, but one of those words. But this is one of like the best I've ever heard. Like, you're absolutely right. Like, that's like, um, That's exactly right. Like, it's like I've come from the before time and now I'm in the now time, and I've seen it both ways, and I can make in my opinion, like fairly, like I guess more objective view of which one I prefer. I have to admit though, crypto may not be for everyone. It's the self custody side of things, the social engineering, scamming side of things. Like for anyone who are just like who may not be aware of these things, it is an absolute nightmare. Like for example, like getting my mum's friends into crypto because they hear like, oh, I made some money on Splinterlands. Like, oh yeah, I have money, I have a superannuation. How do I get that into crypto? And it's just a completely different story, right? Like their experiences compared to my experiences, it's just so different. But I feel like as like the people who start using technology get older, it's going to become more and more of a like prominent field, I guess. Yeah.
I
The one
use
thing I
the
would like to venture into is, so far, out of the three hosts, and the only person who up until now has not had an interaction with you. Both Matt and Geo have had interactions with you previously. Matt, what's your how did you meet Crypto Eater? How did you even meet this amazing guy?
Well, we go back a long ways. So he was saying before the show, I was buying flesh columns off him before they had stats. When I started thinking I'm just going to start cornering the market, it was you and Patalincho, with a little, you remember the little
Yes.
duck icon? I think it's a
Yes,
girl
yes.
actually. Somebody used female pronouns.
Yep.
For Patalinko. They're long gone. I don't know who they were, what they were doing, where
Yep.
they're gone now. Yeah, and it was a lot of guys were just stripping packs. They just buy them in bulk, rip them open, find legendaries, jack up the price, and then just dump the commons and the rares. Epics were still selling fairly well, but
Yeah.
to my mind, I thought, well, I'm just gonna corner one of these commons just in case anything ever comes of it, just in case, because we didn't know it was going to turn into what it is, right? And I just thought, there's people just saying often it was less than a cent for a common alpha flash column, and people were saying, oh, I've got these thousands of common, and for them it's just clicking homework, right? I can't be
Exactly.
bothered. Just take all of it, and so I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. And I always thought, well, if this game really does well, then I'm gonna, yeah. So we've interacted so much over the years. We've done, I think, some larger purchases, larger sales. We've done, There's been a lot. We were talking about, there was a guild I put up for sale,
Yeah.
and we were talking
there
about
was.
that. I ended up selling it to somebody else. He made an offer, and then you came back and you were like, oh, I would have given you more. And I was, it's
Was it Mosh
it's all
Pit
about,
to
sometimes it's
Mr.
about,
Rogers?
Yeah.
yeah. And so I, I just went, oh, an offer, yeah, all right, I'll just take it and then I'll be done with it and the like. But we've done a lot of business over the years, and it's as well as meeting in person. You and your lovely girlfriend came to join Olazor and I for a game of pool when you were in Adelaide. So, and by all means, look me up when you're in Adelaide next. So it's good. You don't start out thinking, I'm going to make friends with different people all around the world, but then you do, and you think, hang on, now we've actually interacted on a semi-frequent basis for 5 years now. Like, wow.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
Like I literally just went on Discord and filtered by the oldest message. First thing I ever said to you was, "Hi, I've got 45 flesh golems."
That's great.
That's
great. So we just and the trust comes along with that too. After a while you start thinking, well, this guy's legit. He does what he says he's going to do.
Yeah.
And I think it's the irony. I keep getting stuck on the irony of building these trusting relationships on a trustless blockchain. It's a funny old world. but yeah, so we've interacted a lot, and I think our last interaction was, didn't we have a guild brawl? You and I, something I mentioned. I saw.
So
I forget. I forget how it turned. I forget how it turned out.
Yeah,
I don't
let's
even
not
know
talk
why.
about that. Man, I'll tell you, I've been trying to get a win with the Witch of Warwick or whatever it's called for like literally since as long as my guild has been in tier 4. I've never gotten a win, and I lose to you with it. And I'm just like losing my mind. my
It was a good
guild
match.
manager, yeah, my guild manager is just like he said he's banned me from using it. I'm like, man, he's like, give me your details. I'll burn the card.
Uh, uh,
I'm not gonna win.
my interaction with Crypto Eater. Well, wait, how did it start? Like,
All right, go on Discord, scroll to the top.
yeah, that's right. So with Aqualis, I was like, I couldn't buy from Aqualis. I was like wondering, why can't I buy from Aqualis? And it made me use Monster Market for a little bit. And although I was in the in the server and all that, all was good. And I wanted to reach out, but it was so stupid. Like I didn't want to seem like that guy, right? But then he's Crypto Eater, and I was like, dude, like I can't buy from. Do I have to sign up? And here I am, like I've verified the account to the server like multiple times. I was like, is it because I'm not like being accepted into it and I can't see this? I thought there was something like that, but no. I had to scroll down into like purchase with credits or DEC.
Yeah.
It was just a thing, just because on the laptop it was such a small screen. It didn't pop up,
Yeah.
It hadn't shown up, so I had to like scroll down just to purchase it. But before then, I had to ask him like, I can't buy. Like,
Man,
why can I not? Why?
like when you asked me the question, I'm pretty sure I knew exactly what you're talking about because I'm on a laptop now. I have a laptop. I have the same issue. I'm just like, I literally asked because we bought this we acquired the marketplace from Chancius or Chance and Chance, I asked him, is just like, mate, there's no sign in button. How do I buy cards? I couldn't find the buy button either because I'm on a laptop. And he's just like, you don't have to sign in, just press buy. I'm like, there's no buy buttons. I knew exactly what you were talking about.
Wow.
So here's your vindication.
Good. I thought I was the only one with like the only retard asking.
No, man, I was in that group.
Okay, cool. No, I feel so much better now. Thank you.
It reminds me of times where, like, you've been on a website or something and you've made all these changes, you've done something, and then you just notice it's not happening. What's going on? And eventually you work out when you scroll down, there's a save button at the bottom of the screen. So, oh my God, I've never clicked on the save button.
And I'm supposed to be like, we're all supposed to be like avid users, it's real cluey, like real onto this thing. So, I mean, we've been doing it for forever, right? And yet sometimes it's just those moments where it's like you just go full, you just don't get it.
Yeah, man, I can totally relate to that. I feel like getting a bigger screen. So I mean, a lot of these issues can be solved with a bigger screen.
Higher res.
Yes.
Higher res, man. 1440p should be the standard for all households now.
Bare minimum.
Bare minimum. Yeah,
Matt,
I love it.
someone who's on a mobile phone, what do you think about this?
I've moved up in the world. I'm on a tripod. I got a tripod for my birthday. The missus was like, I'm sick of you balancing your phone on a little Lego boat when you're doing your podcast. This is literally what my phone's been sat on for the last, it's a Lego boat.
We've
right?
seen the Lego boat. We have worshipped the Lego boat. Wow.
It's retired now.
This is groundbreaking material, Matt.
Yep, high tech I am.
When are you going to get a laptop? When are you going to sell some flesh columns and get a laptop?
Oh, you go wash your mouth out with, I don't know. But I'm not, I don't sell flesh columns. I buy them. I'm a simple man. Simple man. I just buy them. I tell you what, one day somebody's going to, you get purchase history and stuff in Peak Monsters. I wonder, I don't think I've ever sold one. And I'm thinking, does anyone anywhere have a flesh golem that says previously owned by Matt Clark? Because I don't part with them.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That would be worth a lot of money.
That'd be a collector's
Okay,
item, right?
if you
It would.
have a flesh golem previously owned by Matt Clark, drop a comment in the post section and I will give you 10 hive. There you
I'll
go,
throw
Matt
in
has
10
that.
Chaos Legion packs.
Oh.
Wait, I reckon I can get away with throwing in 50 Chaos Legion packs. I don't think you're going to
I
get
don't think
someone.
I don't think it's out there. I really don't.
Official. Anyone who can
I
prove
love
to
it.
have a flesh golem owned by Matt Clark, I'll throw in 50 Chaos Legion packs.
Oh, my head's hurting.
There it is. There it is.
Whoa.
The
You know
gauntlet
I'm
has been.
checking my history after this show. You know that, right?
Yeah, alpha flesh golem.
Yes.
I've had betas, and
Yeah, that's a good clarification. Yeah, you can post a 1BCX now for like $70 and someone will buy it.
yeah, true. Yeah.
Alrighty. So, Gio, you mentioned casually an interaction that you had with Crypto Eater. Stop smiling there, Crypto Eater. We can see you smiling. We're recording now.
You can't see me now.
You had an interaction with Crypto Eater
Yes.
on the market. Want to share that with
Yeah,
us? As I mentioned, Matt's had an interaction with Crypto Eater. You've had an interaction with Crypto.
Yeah.
I haven't. Share with us your interaction.
So I was on Aqualis and I saw, hey, crypto eater, and then I noticed that in region 132, Queenstone lands, I saw crypto eater. His plots were like right next to ours, so I was like, oh, I should hit him up. And about the issue I was having about not being able to buy from Aqualis Market just due to not scrolling down further enough. I mean, simple stuff. Yeah, anyway, like, I just spoke to him and I was like, hey, dude, like, are you interested in... Oh, wait, no, we spoke about other things. And no, he said, are you, like, like, at the moment, I am selling land and all these other things. And he was like, are you interested? I was like, oh, I didn't really think about that, but I would like more plots. And I was like, oh, I don't really have the money. But, like, in 10 minutes, I somehow found it. And then I was like, dude, you know what? Give me the I want the Tundra, was it, or the Caldera and some other
I
plot.
remember.
And they're just real easy plots. The real, the common plots. Yeah, that's all they are. Just natural. And yeah, and that's it. We striked up a deal, and yeah, he was a legit guy. I mean, you can trust him. He's like an intermediate. He's like he's like Matt. Exactly. It's that guy you can just, trust and the deal goes smoothly. There's no shadiness. I was like, oh yeah, and then that's when Bob or myself, I forget who proposed it, but we told him if he'd like to come onto the show. And yeah, he was like,
Gio.
and he was like, I'm a busy guy. And yeah, pretty much.
I was actually just sick back then.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
My bad. He's like,
I'm like dying. I'm like just fever, lying in bed. I'm like, I don't have COVID. Like I did the test, it's negative. I'm like, oh, that should be fine. And then just like my whole body's just like dead, just in bed. I'm like, all right, I'm riding off this whole week.
Flu symptoms for sure. Hey, they are killer, man. Nah, then you can't play around with that.
Yeah, that legit.
Yeah.
It's because we haven't, like, I mean, I feel like everyone just hasn't been sick since like pre-COVID, right? Like, I don't know. I don't know anything about like medicine or like physiology. I don't know how to pronounce that word.
Physiology.
You know what I mean? Yeah, that thing.
Yeah.
Made you confused now.
Man,
But
you're really racking my head here.
yeah, I don't know anything about that, but I swear my body's just forgotten how to fight off a flu because it's been 4 weeks. I don't know, it's been 3.5 weeks, and I'm still coughing. Like I still wake up in the night just coughing. It's just not going away.
Man,
like,
I had a nasty streak when my daughter was at daycare early on. I got everything you could think of. Gastro twice in like 6 months. Flus at least 3 times, right? Like it was Nasty.
You got ovarian cysts, didn't you, Gio?
A what?
Ovarian cysts?
Yeah.
Just being silly.
Yeah, you know,
Just being silly.
those hurt the most, you know.
You
Those
mentioned
calls-
you mentioned before we started that you were reluctant to share your experience interacting with Crypto Eater because it was kind of embarrassing for you in some way, or
we already spoke about this, right?
yeah, what was
Yeah.
embarrassing though about
Off
it?
yeah,
record,
so-
Gio. Off record. Now we're recording.
Yes. So on the record was that I couldn't buy from Aqualis Market and I didn't know why. So I spoke to Crypto Eater and he's
Okay.
like, just scroll down. Just scroll down. Literally, the fix was just scroll down until you see buy.
Okay.
But we've indicated him on the last episode, as I also had the same issue. So you know.
Yeah. And that's when I was like, I feel better about it now. So yeah.
And on that subject, prior to recording, I mentioned to you, Crypto Eater, that I dropped a comment in Discord about whenever I use your website, which I totally did with the 70% feedback. I mean, like, who wouldn't? I had to use a calculator because when I was buying, like, whatever I'm up to, I need an odd number of BCX to get to the next level. As I click on each card, I had to use a calculator to work out what's next. Whereas Monster Market tallies that on each click. And I believe you have an announcement to make.
Yes, this is first you hearing it here first. But this week we are planning to release an update that has exactly what Bob's mentioned. You'll be able to see exactly how many BCX you've bought as you're clicking on it, and another update, which is also from a suggestion from our users. You'll be able to view the actual lowest price of the card before you click on it, just on the homepage. So yeah, keep giving us feedback. We're listening, and we're constantly improving based on it. So yeah, we appreciate the community for that.
And if people have some feedback, how do they get in contact with you to provide that feedback?
Discord, our server, is the best way to get in contact with us.
And I'll drop a link to their Discord server below in the comment section. So if you're watching this and you're thinking, how do I do this? Scroll down, dude.
Oh, you're taking so many jabs at me. It's great. It's great. You sound like a pirate of that guy from Pirate of the Caribbean. Oh, who is it?
Captain Jack
Captain
Sparrow.
Jack.
Please say the dude.
Captain Jack
Oh
Swallows.
my God, mind blank. The dude from Scissorhands.
Yeah.
Same guy.
Yeah. Johnny Depp.
Johnny
Yeah.
Depp.
Thank you. You know, my mum is
I don't know her, sorry.
remarried from a previous relationship. She has the hots for Donny Depp, my mum. Yeah.
Donny Depp.
Yeah, man. My mum has the hots for Donny Depp.
No. Hey, that
You
is
want it for
totally
Donny?
natural. Totally natural. All girls in the early, when he was younger, frothed over him. Like that was just natural. Like they all loved him.
Hey, my mum turns 80 in 2 weeks.
Hey.
Age is just a number. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking about.
Dude, you hit it. You hit it. Matt,
On that
save
note, should we
me.
do some battling?
Actually, I have still a few questions for Crypto Eater.
All right.
So I asked you the question earlier about previous interactions, because I've had none. And previously in DM, Matt, you claim to have flogged Cryptomancer. Crypto Eater. Sorry, Cryptomancer, previous guest. You claim
Dude.
to have flogged Crypto Eater in a game of pool, which since he's come on the show, you've now claimed to not actually remember the actual events. And I asked Gio, how did you first meet Crypto Eater? And he mentioned a previous interaction. But Gio, we got to the point, you never mentioned the land. Could you expand on that?
I did mention the land. I bought two
Stop it,
plots
Matt,
off of it.
stop it.
Bro, no. No. I've spoken about things like twice, 3 times, 4 times over already. I am not going through that. I will not be answering that. Crypto, no, let's battle. No, no more talking.
Matt, do we need to dial 000? Or are you okay?
It's out of there.
No more. No, because I was thinking about it like, haven't I already answered that? I was like, yeah,
You
I'm
didn't,
pretty sure.
Gio, you didn't.
No, I did.
You only, no, you didn't
No.
mention land at
No.
all.
No, I
You
did.
didn't
I
mention
mentioned
land at all. You
Okay.
didn't.
Okay, for the 4th time, I bought 2 plots from Crypto Eater.
You
And it
didn't
was
mention
great.
it. You didn't
Okay,
mention
well-
it. And if you're watching this episode and you have proof of that,
Well,
drop a comment validating my point of view,
Well,
not Gio's, and I
there's-
personally will pay you 10 HP.
it's not worth it. 10 HP. Oh, that high power. That's not.
I think it's
Okay.
time to battle.
Okay, I've already. Okay, I've mentioned it. Yes, 2 plots.
All
Two
right.
plots.
And for those wondering,
Killing me.
this particular week, I made a little bit of a bonus with my tutoring, and I got paid a lot more than I was expecting. So I've been hitting the bourbon tonight. But hey, what a great episode. What a great episode. So before
dude,
we
you're
hit
killer.
the battling part of the show,
I can't breathe. man.
Crypto
Like,
Eater, what would you like to share? First of all, tell our viewers, how can they get in contact with you if they want to contribute
No,
something,
don't.
if they want to be part of your
It's
project,
a trap. It's a
or
trap.
if they've never heard of your project, how do they get involved?
It's a trap. It's a
Bob
trap.
smiling. Bob smiling.
It's a trap. Don't do it. It's entrapment.
All I want to know is what was that thing Gio was mentioning off air about he was embarrassed about? I just can't remember.
Oh no.
He was
It-
embarrassed about knowing me, but beyond that,
Okay.
Okay.
Who wants a challenge? No, really. Like who wants a challenge right now?
Yeah.
I'll send Matt a challenge.
Okay.
whoa,
It's
we're
just,
into it.
It's just Groundhog Day. The Groundhog Day is just like.
I think Crypto Eater and Boba Fett need to have a challenge because they've not interacted.
Actually, as far as challenges go, Crypto Eater, you're in Melbourne, yes?
Yes.
Okay. I think you, Gio, and myself, as you know from previous discussion,
Should all battle.
Gio and I are friends in RL. Let's catch up for a coffee one day. What do you
I'm
reckon?
down for that.
That'd be
Yeah.
really
Awesome.
cool.
We'll organise
yeah.
that off recording in DM.
Yeah.
We'll organise that. But in the meantime, based on Matt's order, I'm sending Gio now.
And Crypto Eater, you're city bound, aren't you? You're around the South Bank area. Is that if I remember correctly?
Yeah.
that-
I mean,
Wow, how do you know
not-
that?
I remember in the DMs. And no,
Ooh.
no. So when we do hang out, right, what we can do, look at all the architecture as well, since we'll be in a city. How
Yes.
about that? How about that, man?
I love architecture. Yeah.
Have you heard of
There you go.
Tartaria?
No, I've heard of very little, to be honest.
All
Dude,
right,
yes.
we'll get into that. All right, so we've got no ranged, blast, and thorns.
You're not sharing
Oh,
screen, by the way.
no, not yet, because I'm picking my
Uh,
teams.
You're right. That's a very good
Yeah.
point.
And we have
Sorry,
a
too much
mana
too much
cap
bourbon.
of 19.
Killing me, man. Hmm. Well. Man, I didn't even know. This is a weird team.
Yeah, so I should mention at this point, I actually installed an app. It's a third-party app, but it lets me know when my opponent is cheating. And it's just advised me, Geo, that you're cheating.
Well, your app is full of shit. Because if I was cheating, I would have beat you. I just accidentally skipped, and the results are in your favor, Mister
Oh, no
Third
shit.
Party
Oh,
App Cheater.
so this is something that we can loop on the end of the show. Is that what you're saying?
Yes,
Awesome.
yes. Oh yeah, you flogged it. Look at that.
Okay, so this is a great example to our viewers when skill overlaps RNG.
Precisely. Yes, that is a precise measure right
All
there.
right, Matt, would you like to
Yeah.
kick Geo while he's down?
Do it.
Yeah, I'm a
Although,
big fan of that.
having said that, you did dominate the last show.
I did.
Mm.
We've got Crypto Eater on as a guest. Should we maybe battle him at some point?
That's a good point. I was just thinking, we had a lot of comments on the last episode about your ego in
Yeah.
regards to not being beaten. So how about Matt, you battle Crypto Eater?
Oh,
All right.
all right. As long
What?
as there's no Witch of Warwick involved, it should be okay.
Well, I
Let's-
guess we'll see what we see. I've sent Pousse, I've sent Geo a challenge, so
Oh, okay.
I'll knock him on the head, and then yeah, Crypto
Nail
Eater.
it.
Okay, so we
Yeah.
got Fog of War, no heal, reverse speed, 46 mana, everything available except fire and earth. And we got gladiators in this one.
No
That's,
earth.
hmm.
Regular viewers of the show will know that Earth is your go-to. So can we presume a loss on your part here, Matt?
You can assume whatever you like, Bob. Assume whatever you like, friend.
Buddy, oh pal.
Speak, friend, and enter.
Oh, wait, he's already entered. Okay, I'm nearly done. I don't want to keep you waiting from versing Crypto Eater. So,
Yep, I've submitted.
okay, I'm just about.
So, Crypto Eater, one of the best parts of this segment of the show is you get to see the faces of your opponents. Normally, if you're battling, it's just this graphic
Yeah.
interface. And sometimes you can forget there's a person behind the avatar. Here, you get to see them shitting themselves while they're picking their team.
Okay.
That's true. That's a good addition.
Let me share. Oh, sharing is disabled, Mr. Host.
Yeah, I've disabled your sharing geo because of
Great
your previous
host.
exploits. Right. Sorry, man. You should be able to now.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Okay. Are we all good? We see that?
Ooh. You love Alva, don't you? Like, seriously, you love this guy.
He's pretty cool. I'm actually liking. Man, I don't. That scares me.
Yeah, you're
Back
Queen
like-
of Crows. Is that Queen of Crows up the back end?
Yeah.
She's usually my death now.
Yeah, no,
Headwinds, dodge.
you don't have
You're
any.
doing a lot of dodging, and void armor on Alvar, I think, is worrying me, and the resurrect. So I'm gonna have to hack through that armor twice. Do I have any shatter?
Yeah.
I do on my gladiator has
Shatter.
shatter, so maybe.
Yeah.
But I think you've got it.
Nah, I actually think you have it, but let's play. Any objections? Anyone?
Yeah, sorry, Matt. I think you've lost this. Crypto Eater, what do you think?
I'm looking at this and I'm just trying to think. I'm like, I don't even know what half these cards are. So
Fair enough. Let's just play. I reckon. Yeah. Look, I'm just gonna play because I've got no clue. I think Matt's gonna win. Personally, because well, that coastal sentry, if it hits, is gonna be very deadly. So.
I think Alva's going to hold it together for you, man.
Oh, dude, Shatter, no way.
Yeah, shatter from the gladiator.
Oh, that's crazy.
Oh, no, he's down
You've
to
still got the resurrect.
1 life.
You've still got the resurrect there.
Oh, I'm
so
not
then I got to
liking
hack
that.
through the armor again.
I'm not liking that Shatter though, dude.
oh,
That's deadly.
All right. I thought Alva was your lifesaver. So sorry, I'm gonna 180 my opinion here. I'm gonna give it to Matt. Ooh,
Still close, man.
reflect. Yeah.
Could go either way. Yeah, okay, I'm starting to feel better now.
No. You've got this, Matt. You've got
Yeah,
it.
he's got it.
Oh,
Okay, that was cool though. You know what?
that was close.
Range, no
yeah.
attack. Matt, well done.
So just
No,
send in the
that was
crypto eater.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
send it to
yeah.
aqualis.dao because I don't have cards on
Yep.
Crypto Eater. I only have enough to verse you in rolls.
Yep. Are you what league do you want? Silver,
Oh.
gold, diamond.
Just do like Diamond Wild is probably what I'm
Yep.
probably most used to.
All right, let's do
No,
it.
dude. No, dude. No. Shouldn't have done that.
Oh,
You're
Gladius
talking
cards as
to
well.
an OG player here.
Excuse
Yeah.
me, but you're looking at one here as well. I don't know any of the new
True.
cards. If we could do alpha beta only, I think we probably can.
That you can. You can choose just that.
What do I do? Little League.
Story of my life.
That's what she said.
Exactly. And Little League, huh?
Not the size. I'm just gonna play Splinterlands.
Yeah, look, it's how you use your cards, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And more PP just means more effective on lands, right? On those two
You're
plots that are
right.
repetitively spoken about for the last 30 minutes 6 times.
All right, I'm all submitted.
I'm
Keeps-
reading my card
just keep-
skills.
Just keep spamming that grower versus shower story, Gio. when it comes to PP.
I don't
Where-
have a story for that. Sorry.
Tell us about Queenstone. When you going to tell us something about Queenstone? Land in
Well,
Queenstone.
It's in
132?
region 132.
Now, Crypto Eater and myself are going to have a discussion off screen. I get paid on Tuesday next week. So I
Yeah.
definitely want to pick up some. Actually, on that, we'll have to bring Gio into the discussion because he knows the plots and I don't. He knows more than I do what plots I need. So we'll have
Fair
a
enough.
three-way discussion on what land I'm going to buy from you next Tuesday.
Sounds good. Mate, I have just submitted the most garbage thing. Let's see how this goes.
Now I can't share. I didn't think
Drop
about
the
that.
link in Discord, Matt.
Oh yeah, let's do
Hmm.
that. Where is it?
Look at you with your shiny trap falloway.
Yes, he's gold. Let me just. I'm not going to look at the result. I'm just going to copy. But I got to let you know, I'm going to be obnoxious if I win this because that'll be two weeks in a row that I'm undefeated.
Expect nothing less.
Yep.
He loves his
Yep.
wins.
Yeah. I've created a monster, and that monster is me.
All right. All right.
Right. A lot of
Collecting any bets?
similar thinking here. A lot of similar
Yeah.
thinking.
Riftwing, he's.
Right.
You go on the magic reflect. So you were thinking I would go with lots of magic, which I kind of have.
I may have
I might
placed
be
my
double
trap
here.
guy. I think I placed my trap guy in the wrong place, but
That's me, isn't it? Oh, you've got him in second, yeah.
yeah, I should have
Yeah.
placed him a lot further back.
Yeah, give him a chance to really build up momentum.
Exactly.
But we're
well,
definitely playing a lot of the same cards. My Clockwork
Yeah.
Hate might be the difference, right? If I've got
Speed.
a bit more speed.
Exactly. Yeah.
First.
And
Well,
if I
both
also if
Bonesmith
it comes
and
down to it,
Light with the poison at the end and no
Yep.
sneak.
Yeah.
well, I mean it's melee mayhem, so everyone's hitting the front. But yeah, and if you got some life leech up the back there or scavenge, that's what I was thinking. If I got my Dr. Blight with scavenge, he might get big enough that he can defend trap while trap builds up some momentum. We'll have to.
I'm just hoping.
I reckon,
I'm just
I
hoping your
like-
blight dies.
I like
Yeah,
Matt's
that's fair.
placement because he's hoping he gets a lot of HP before.
Yeah.
So if and then his trap can just keep attacking because there's a tank that's buffed up with HP right in front of it.
Exactly.
RNG is going to make a difference, but I think I've got it.
I think the placement for the trap is literally like the biggest difference here. But I think Matt's got this as well. But we'll see.
Actually, I disagree because we've got both Bonesmith and Trap at the end and no sneak. I think Matt's team is quite low on health.
I'm just
think
hoping
he's-
his blight kills itself.
He does have a
I'm giving this to
opportunity.
Crypto Eater.
Oh,
Okay.
all right. Okay.
Well, let's do it.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah, let's
Good roll.
find it out.
Good luck, I guess.
Yeah. Oh man, this is so like.
Oh,
You got to play it, Bob. Damn.
It's
Yeah,
tricky
sorry,
playing and
my
actually
bad.
seeing the
My
whites of his
bad.
eyes. You know,
It's
seeing the
all
guy. Yeah.
it's all that bourbon.
All right.
Okay.
that
that's
sucks.
interesting.
That's a lot
Redemption
of-
sucks.
Damn. Nah, it's
Yeah, and then scavenge is going around.
Yeah.
Lots of scavenge.
Oh,
Ooh.
There goes Trap.
ooh.
that's a lot of scavenge.
Oh no, an opportunity is being hit to shields on Clockwork, like it's doing nothing.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, this doesn't look good.
7 health. You're never going to crack through it. I withdraw my original claim.
I still, you know what? Still solid, man. You gave it a good go. And you know what?
not quite as close as Geo's battle, but
Uh, I'd say
The important
Man.
thing is I won.
and- well, you guys chose similar cards, so you sort of had the
Yeah.
same idea, you know.
right
For
idea,
the
wrong,
record, I just
everything
want to
else.
mention I did withdraw my original claim. Theo, go on, do it.
Who am I sending to?
Crypto Eater.
Oh
Huh?
yeah, okay. Oh, okay. So what account was it again?
Aqualis.dao.
Okay, Aqualis.dao. Let's see if I can spell that.
How are we doing for
Pretty
time,
easy.
Bob? Do you want to check that, or we're going to get cut off?
7
Yeah, we've
minutes.
got 7
We'll have
minutes.
enough time.
Lovely. Nice.
Yeah, cents.
Let's
It's not quite enough time for me to have
Hopefully-
another match, though, unfortunately.
No, hopefully we will run out of time before it's my turn.
All right.
This is interesting.
Yeah. Oh, mate, there are so many cards.
So many choices.
I just don't. Oh,
I just don't know anymore, you know?
it's just so many cards. Like Alpha Beta, you're just like, yeah, they're gonna run this, I'll run this. Now it's just like,
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, man.
so
What's
many
the rule set,
choices.
Geo?
So armored up, 2 armor. We have super sneak and amplify.
Yeah.
That's actually mental.
And Crypto Eater. The reason I asked Geo was to give you a little bit of extra time.
Hey, I was gonna say thanks for distracting him, but then the mental capacity it took to think of that just completely threw me off.
Yeah.
This really worked.
I'll tell you what. This.
I should search your account up so
I'm
see
just
what cards
doing
you
it.
have.
I'm just yeah, I know, man. Like, I mean, I just have most of the Chaos Legion ones, a few underleveled Rift Watchers ones.
Oh,
So,
surely I can just like out wallet you here then.
that's what Matt does on a regular,
Constantly.
constantly.
And you would think it would get old, but it really doesn't.
No, it's
No.
perfect.
Geo just has this skill that just flogs us constantly.
No, not recently. Not recently. I've had my streak before, but
Matt came
yeah.
into his own in the last episode, but previously you were the one to beat.
Yes. But
Wow.
I think Matt's taken that crown. Okay, let's bring it up. I will share, and then we'll get all the opinions.
Immortalis Shatter. That's definitely a wrench. And nothing with over 5 damage. That's another wrench. You are
How,
Yeah.
Though,
I
you
picked
know
up a
what?
gold foil Immortalis in a chest. I can't remember. So I moved into my silver account, and Geo knows that. Geo and I spend a lot of our time challenging each other, and he constantly flogs me with Immortalis. Yeah.
Well,
But-
you have a lot of revive going on for you, and Jared Scar is one that I'm super scared of. So I think we should just play since we have 3-4 minutes
Yeah.
left.
yeah.
Yeah.
we'll
Jared
You've doubled up on
Scar-
Amplify. Wraith has
Jared
Amplify, but
Scar
that's also a raw
in
stat. That doesn't
Super
stack.
Sneak or Melee Mayhem is something to be reckoned with.
Yeah, but man, he has a force field. I don't know. It's gonna take a while.
But I don't have a heal on it either, dude. You know,
Oh, you're right. Why not?
I don't know, man. I don't. I don't know, dude. It's just you know how it is.
I get you.
You know, sometimes I'm just hoping it holds out, dude. Like, you know what I
There
mean?
goes the sheriff. Oh, he's back. He's back.
How's
But
my
was
guy
that a
dead
waste
already?
of resurrect? Was that a waste of resurrect?
Man,
Burning
Oh,
this is
Jared's not
looking
looking
terrible.
good.
Oh,
Too many
okay.
multi-attackers on Geo's side, right?
This,
But
this,
so many
this
that
the
hit
thing,
multiple
Yeah,
ways.
okay, I'm safe.
man.
No, man. No.
I forgot
You're
about
not.
melee mayhem. Doesn't do the taunt. Wait,
I'm safe.
wait. Archivist doesn't have taunt, does he?
No, it doesn't.
Mate, I'm playing out of my league here.
Nah,
I
dude,
think so.
I
think
was actually
so.
scared. I was so scared.
I
This-
thought Archimus was going to be your savior,
Dude,
but
no,
no.
force field. No. Force field was the savior. I would have died otherwise.
Absolutely. But I should have put some other thing like what's that card that has taunt?
Uh, Coral
Shield bearer?
Lurker?
Shield bearer. I should
Yeah.
have put a shield bearer. What am I doing?
Oh yeah, to detract from me attacking the back. So
Exactly.
yeah.
Oh
Oh,
man.
you needed Jared Scar to last. That's what
Exactly.
That's what you need.
Yeah, but when you have those many resurrects, you assume he's going to. The problem was, Geo, you had so many multi-attack cards that just kept like
Yeah.
wailing on that sheriff
Yeah.
right at the back end,
Yeah,
and just kept wrecking him, especially with Pierce as well. So the armor coming back.
The Pierce was
defending him.
the Pierce was already a very looking very bad for me there. And
Yeah.
mate, I just fucked up. I didn't realize. I thought Archimus had taunt for some reason. But I am, this
thought
is
Archimus was your savior there, but no.
no.
I thought
This
he'll
this
never ever get through Archimus. But I was
Yeah.
wrong.
Immortalis, I reckon, is ranked in one of the best Chaos Legion legendary summoners from that set. Immortalis is really up there.
I should get
That's
one
my
then.
problem.
Do it,
My
Crypto.
problem is I got a gold foil Immortalis, and I can't afford to level him. So I moved into my silver account, so my gold account has no Immortalis.
And you
on
Splinter
that note,
stats. And you Splinter stats.
unfortunately, and I must really stress the unfortunately, we don't have time for me to whip your ass, Cryptomancer. So take that as a win that I don't have time to battle you. Man, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on the show. We
Been a
will be
pleasure
in
being here.
touch on Discord.